I know you're a big fan of Filipino singers and I really admire you for that. I just want to know, who is the best for you? Again, it's like trying to choose a child. Who's your favourite child? I don't really have a favourite. I just adore so many artists. I mean, you know how I feel about Regine, and you know how I feel about Morissette and Katrina and Jonah. There's so many to choose from. I think I would say Regine only because I've done the most videos for her. So I've grown to love her the most, I guess. And the last question, and it's a really long one, is from Cynthia saying, do you consider your work a career or just a job? I would consider my work to be a career because I think a job feels like a chore. A job's just a job. It's something you go to and come back from and you do it because you have to. I think a career is something that you've studied for, you're good at, and you have the job. I think staying within a company and progressing to the next level, becoming, you know, management and, you know, managing a team sort of thing and going beyond that. So I think in terms of my work, I think while I have what I would consider my job is a career. Home. Do you think of your home as a cocoon or is your door always open? What do you need to feel energized and inspired in your home? I think it's both. I think we're always happy to have people over, you know, we love having friends around, hosting barbecues and watching films and playing games courtesy of Abby and Ryan. But we also like having our space. We also like to be able to just come back from work or just like now on a weekend, just keep the door locked, just stay in, watch TV, do YouTubing, whatever, you know, just completely doss about really. And just, I think it can both. What do you need to feel energized and inspired in your home? I think just having my wife around is inspiring enough, you know, and just talking to her and discussing things, having debates about stuff. You know, there's always stuff that we talk about, especially when we've had a glass or two of wine and we watch something like, you know, space exploration or something on the Discovery Channel or whatever, I don't know. You know, it opens our minds and we just have long conversations about the fascinations of the universe. So I don't know, it just depends. But mostly it's down to my wife. I think she's inspiring enough. Do you believe that past relationships should be left in the past and not talked about in your current relationship? I think that depends on what it is. I think if there's something, sorry, my eye keeps itching. I think if there's something that's going to directly affect your relationship, your current relationship, I think it's worth talking about. I know when me and my wife got together, you know, there were things that, you know, just things like places you want to go visit or particular songs or just things that have memories for you. Even if it's like a sexual thing, I think if there's something that's been suggested and you think, you know, takes you back to this or the other, you kind of feel like you have to explain yourself. So I think as long as your other half is in a understanding and cares about you, I don't think you can go too far wrong. I think as long as you're open and honest, I think you'll be fine. And I think it's, you know, sometimes to be able, for the other person to be able to understand a certain reason why you're, you know, negative about something or whatever, I think you have to kind of explain yourself, and, you know, I think that gives you a bit more mutual respect for each other. I think it gives you a stronger relationship, and absolutely, if you, like I say, it depends on what it is you're talking about, but as long as it's discussed in a respected way, I don't think you can go wrong. Sex. Is sexual fidelity an absolute necessity in a good marriage? I think it is. I think to have a good marriage, you need trust, you need honesty, you need to be open, you need to be, you know, committed. And if you're starting to think about being with somebody else or that, you know, I think that's going to damage what you've got and potentially lose everything you have. So, you know, if you're committed to somebody, absolutely you should stay committed. Health. Do you believe it is a sacred responsibility to take care of yourself? Do you believe that taking care of your physical and mental health is a part of honouring your marriage vows? I think you should take care of yourself for yourself, not for anybody else. As part, in terms of the marriage vows, I disagree with that. I think when you take your marriage vows, it's always, you know, in sickness and in health, basically saying regardless of what you do to yourself, how you end up, or what your situation is, I will always love you and will always stay married. I think those vows would basically everything that you can do in your life, from money to jobs to health, all falls under the umbrella of, you know, the marriage vows. So it doesn't say anywhere in your marriage vows about maintaining your health or maintaining your mental health. If you want to take care of your physical and your mental health, that's something you should do for yourself. And you might want to do it for the other person. You want to look good for the other person. That's more of an attractive thing. That's not necessarily a marriage vow thing. That's not going to be you know, it won't be a deal breaker for you if they get a little chunky, or if you start losing a bit of weight or whatever. It shouldn't be a deal breaker. They should love you for who you are. Appearance. What do you like and dislike about your appearance? When you were a child, were you often complimented or shamed about your looks? When I was younger, a lot of my mum's friends and a lot of, you know, old people that would pass by in the shops and stuff would always compliment me, but I always struggled to get a girlfriend in school, so I've never considered myself to be attractive. So you know, all the older generation of people liked me, and all people my age didn't, and I was like, so where do I stand with this, you know? So what do I dislike about me? I never liked my hair too much when I was growing up. It was quite wavy, very curly. I keep it short mainly because it's easy to manage. To be fair, I think as I've grown older, it's got straighter. I don't like my nose. I think it's a little bit too sticky outy from the side. It looks more like a ski slope. I don't like that I've put on a bit of weight since I was a kid. I've got a bit of a belly on me, and but that's something I can sort out myself. Parenthood. Do I want children? When and how many? Kind of covered this in the last Q&A. So yes, I want children. When? Maybe the next sort of 18 months to a years. And how many? Just the one will be fine. And living every day. What is your greatest limitation? Don't want to sound a little bit shallow about the whole thing, but money, I think, is my greatest limitation. I could do all the things I want to do. I want to, you know, travel more. I could do that with money. If I want to lose weight, I can buy a gym membership. Perhaps, I don't know, go into space, for example. That's going to cost a lot of money. So limitation, I would say money is the biggest factor. And finally, the last question is, what makes your heart smile in tough times? Few things do that. My wife is absolutely number one. And my second thing, I would say, I'm trying to think of scenarios where I've been in a really grumpy mood and what's lifted me. Well, two more things actually. Watching Friends, that series is absolutely golden, so that always makes me smile. And the third thing I would say is you guys reading comments on the videos, whether it's complimentary or just something, you know, if I've read a comment that said that I've basically made their day kind of thing, that always makes me smile as well. So I would say wife, friends, and actual friends as well. And you guys. And that's it. Thank you all for all your comments. I've really enjoyed reading them. I know there's a lot to get through. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.